Hello, and welcome to day 6 of the 7-day Beginner Yoga Challenge. For today's practice, I highly recommend using a pair of blocks when we practice standing wide-legged forward fold. We're going to start off on our back, legs bent, feet close to the hips. For today's practice, we're going to be focusing on opening up the hips. So take notice of how you feel, take notice of where your thoughts are at, and begin to let everything else beyond this mat go. And begin to connect with yourself today. Imagining the ribcage if it's an umbrella. Inhale, opening up the ribcage, expanding the ribcage, creating space. Exhale. Closing, releasing tension. Inhale, taking notice of your breath. Exhale, extending the exhale just a little bit longer. Taking notice of how extending the exhale relaxes you into a deeper state. Now, we're going to windshield wiper our leg. In order to do that, we're going to shift both knees over to the left. The right knee should almost drop near the left foot. Come back up to center, shift everything over to the right, and the left knee should drop almost near the right foot. And keep going back and forth, nice and slow. Pausing at the bottom for a brief moment, feeling the stretch, connecting your breath with your movement. This is great for warming up the hips, and it's great to practice every day before you even start your day. So come back to center. Pull in your left knee to your chest, straighten out your right leg. Inhale, bringing the left knee closer to the chest. Exhale, releasing the tension you may be feeling in the hip area and in your legs. Keeping the shoulders relaxed. Inhale, connecting with the breath. Exhale. Good. Now let's switch legs. Bringing your right knee into the chest, straightening out the left leg, interlace both fingers around the right knee, taking notice of how the right side feels compared to the left, being that observer and taking note of how your body feels. Inhale, creating space between the ribcage. Exhale, relax. Release the leg, and from here, we're going to come back up. Get into tabletop. Knees below your hips, hands below your shoulders. From here, we're going to go into a cat-cow flow. Going into cow, inhale, opening up the chest, arching the back. Exhale, rounding the spine, dipping the chin, tucking the pelvis in toward the knees. Inhale, bringing your gaze up, arching your back, lifting your tailbone. Exhale, rounding your spine. Inhale, flowing into cow. Exhale, back into cat. Continue to flow in and out at your own pace, connecting with your breath. Inhaling, opening the body up. Exhaling, coming back to cat. Come back to tabletop with a neutral spine. From here, we're going to prepare for downward facing dog by bringing both of our hands a little bit more forward. Tuck our toes, pressing into the mat, lifting the hips up towards the ceiling, pressing our palms into the mat, spreading our fingertips, keeping a nice generous bend in our legs. Inhale, exhale. From here, begin to walk your feet forward, nice and slowly towards your palms. Keep going until you get into a nice standing forward fold. Eventually, downward facing dog will be a position for you that is a position of rest. And even if that is not in your practice right now or in the future, that is completely okay. From here, have a nice generous bend in your knees. Grasp both elbows and begin to rock side to side in ragdoll pose, focusing on the breath, focusing on releasing your lower back, releasing your hamstrings, rocking your head yes, shaking your head no. Now slowly come up one vertebrae at a time, as slowly as you can. Take your time. There's no rush. Good. From here, I want you to face the long side of your mat. Inhale, both arms up. Grab the left wrist with the right hand and side bend over to the right side. And turn the chest upward towards the ceiling. Inhale, creating space on the left side of your rib cage. Exhale, relaxing your mind. Inhale back up to center. Left hand grabs the right wrist. Side bend over to the left side, turning the chest upward towards the ceiling. Inhale, opening up the rib cage, feeling a nice stretch on the right side of your body. Exhale, relax. Inhale back up to center. Hands back down. Next, we're going to get into our standing wide-legged forward fold. So grab your blocks, place them in front of you. Begin to widen your stance approximately 3 feet. The outside edges of your feet should be parallel to the small sides of the mat, with your toes slightly turned in. From here, place both hands on your hips. On the exhale, hinge forward from the hips with a long, straight spine. Move slowly and take your time, focusing on balancing yourself, keeping that nice straight spine, noticing that stretch in your hamstrings, and slowly bring your hands down to the blocks in front of you. If you want, you can keep your hands on your hips if that's what suits you best. If you're more flexible, you could bring your hands down to the floor. But for now, just use the blocks as an assistant to allow you to relax in this posture, focusing on the breath, really expanding the rib cage as you inhale. And as you exhale, visualize all the tension in your body being released. Observe where you hold that tension. Inhale. Exhale. Engage your core. Press into the mat. Bring your hands on your hips. Pressing into the mat, using your core to lift you up. Slowly hinge from the hips to bring you back up to center. Now point your toes towards the corners of your mat. We'll prepare for goddess pose. Bringing our hands to our hips, bending into the legs to enter a wide squat. Bringing the thighs parallel to the floor. The option of keeping your hands at your hips or bringing your arms at a 90-degree angle, aligning your wrist over your ankles, connecting with your breath. Inhale, press back up, straightening your legs, releasing the tension. Taking a brief moment here. Exhale, sink back down, bending into the legs to enter back into the wide stance. Holding for a brief moment. You got this. Inhale, straighten the legs back up. Good. Shake out any tension that you feel, and we'll come back down to the mat, coming into our easy seat. From here, bring the soles of your feet to touch, bringing your feet towards your body. Take hold of the tops of your feet with your thumbs inside the arches as if you're opening up a book. Inhale, lengthen at the base of your spine and lift through your chest. Exhale, allow gravity to bring the knees closer to the mat, connecting with your breath. Inhale, focusing on creating space for the rib cage. Exhale, allowing tension to melt away. From here, we're going to come onto our back, keeping your feet together. Bring your hands out in front of you. Engage your core, and slowly start to fall back to the mat. And gently place your head on the mat. Keeping your legs in the butterfly position. Focusing on releasing the tension you feel in your hips. Using your breath to guide you. Using your breath to relax you. Now straighten out both of your legs. Palms face up. Allowing yourself to drift. Taking notice to how your body feels. Taking notice of how you feel. Connecting with your breath. And just coming to the mat with that playful curiosity. And having fun. And accepting where you are. And accepting who you are. You could stay here as long as you like, and I'll see you on the mat tomorrow in our next practice. Hello. I hope you're in a nice state right now, feeling better than you did before this practice. I just wanted to remind you to gently hit that like button and subscribe button.
and to not forget to sign up below to get the 7-day calendar and email tips that go along with these videos. Take care.